How to make Seoul's high school credit system succeed. The key to the Seoul Metropolitan Office of Education's success with the high school credit system lies in a package of complexity-based education, digital transformation, and educational liberalization. Seoul has already built substantial infrastructure, expansion of the subject-specific classroom model, operation of an online support center and joint curriculum, and strengthened teacher CDA, curriculum design advisor, capabilities, and plans to further widen student course choices in 2025 through the launch of the Seoul Online School and expanded regional collaboration. However, to turn these material and institutional foundations into qualitative shifts in learning, a compound package is required that simultaneously innovates the philosophy of teaching and assessment, the craft of operations, and the flexibility of systems. The core is the integration of complexity-based education, digital transformation, and educational liberalization, HR system innovation, expanded learner choice, free publication of textbooks, and a reformed national curriculum centered on granular, itemized content. From the perspective of complexity-based education, the value of the credit system lies not in choice and personalization themselves but in the design that turns choice into actual growth. To this end, PBL, capstone, and field-based courses that span the entire cycle of problem definition inquiry solution should be institutionalized for official credit, achievement standards should be reinterpreted as competency rubrics, and assessment should shift to artifacts and process evidence. Minimum attainment support should be designed as a dual route model that runs a foundation track alongside an advanced expansion track, offering additional weekly learning time, tailored feedback, and reattempt opportunities for students with foundational gaps, while providing research/creative projects and external linked credits for advanced learners. Teacher CDA training should be upgraded beyond content delivery to a complexity teaching engineering model that integrates task design, feedback protocols, data-informed interventions, timing, intensity, tools, and AI assistance, rubricated scoring, draft feedback, personalized material recommendations. Digital transformation is the engine that makes choice substantive. The online school, joint curriculum, and registration system should be elevated from mere administrative tools to a learning path operating system integrated with a learning data lake. Concretely, integrate course history, attainment levels, interests, career orientation, attendance, and study time data into standardized metadata, and build an analytics pipeline that automatically proposes 1. Course/track recommendations, 2. Early alerts for at-risk students, tardiness risk, performance decline, overloaded schedules, and 3. Remedial interventions, tutoring, supplemental tasks, coaching. To resolve bottlenecks caused by subject classrooms and mobile classes, adopt auto-scheduling and space allocation algorithms that simultaneously consider constraints on rooms, teachers, students, and equipment, and operate a management dashboard that continuously tracks KPIs such as movement paths, transition times, and special room utilization. At the same time, standardize LMS and learning analytics dashboards and establish copyright, security, and accessibility, including UDL, policies to ensure blended learning quality, quantify and manage the fairness of online assessment, identity verification, difficulty distribution, open book design, and the speed of feedback. From an educational liberalization standpoint, innovation toward a flexible and agile teacher HR system determines sustainability. To make subject diversification, team teaching, and inter-school sharing routine, staffing and compensation must be flexible. Introduce dedicated tracks for majors and interdisciplinary specialties so teachers can hold joint appointments and rotate across schools in specific domains, for example, data science times social studies, engineering design times art, with clear provisions for stipends, workload reductions, and performance evaluations. Develop indicators that directly connect instructional and assessment expertise to HR, such as competency rubric design and sharing, learning analytics-based instruction, and minimum attainment outcomes, and link exemplary cases with promotion, sabbaticals, and overseas training to strengthen motivation. In addition, Co-teaching with industry and university experts should be supported by standard contracts and insurance frameworks that define educational responsibility, safety, copyright, personal data, and ownership of outputs, enabling risk-free scaling. Expanding educational consumers' school choice drives innovation on the supply side. Build a Metropolitan one-stop enrollment portal that unifies online schools, joint programs, and school-specific offerings, providing search compare apply placement completion record in one place, establish inter-school/office credit recognition standards and an integrated academic calendar, including block schedules and micro-terms, to enhance credit mobility. Publicly disclose performance information, course offering history, completion rates, achievement distributions, repeat rates, student/parent feedback, and career-linked outcomes, after identifying personal data, so learners and parents can make data-informed choices and schools are incentivized to improve curricula through quality competition. To secure diversity and currency in course design, expand free publication of textbooks while operating a certification system that combines public quality standards, peer review, and learning analytics-based effectiveness validation. Build a content ecosystem via an OER platform that guarantees lawful sharing and compensation for teacher-produced materials, copyright licenses, citation norms, micro-compensation. The national curriculum should shift from a content list to an integrated structure of core concepts, performance tasks, assessment criteria. Achievement standards should be redefined as competency rubrics, and credit recognition standardized on performance and evidence, project artifacts, portfolios, lab records, oral/practical evaluations, rather than written scores. For school university industry linked credits, assign common metadata, difficulty, for example, EQF/levels 1 to 5, required time, contract hours/workload, output types, prototype, report, demonstration, and safety/ethics standards, IRB/ethics approval, safety training completion, to facilitate mutual trust and transfer. Because this structural reform ties directly to university admissions, standardized documentation, rubric scores, peer/external reviews, sample verification/moderation, and prior agreement on admissions reflection principles must proceed in parallel. Crucially, all elements must operate as a single package. If only elective offerings increase, timetable and classroom bottlenecks accumulate movement fatigue and degrade instructional quality. If only digital is strengthened, changes won't persist without teacher assessment capability and HR incentives. If only training expands, insufficient flexibility in materials, content, and systems limits implementation. Therefore, systems, HR, choice, textbooks, times instruction, complexity, integration, times digital, data, platforms, times assessment, competency rubrics, must run concurrently, implemented coherently at the policy school classroom levels. The execution roadmap is, short term, 25, launch a unified portal and SSO, pilot automated timetable/space allocation, add rubric/learning analytics/AI feedback tracks to CDA training, and disseminate a standard model for minimum attainment guarantees. Medium term, 26-27, introduce joint/rotational HR tracks with incentive points, pilot quality certification for freely published textbooks and establish OER compensation rules, conclude inter-school credit recognition agreements, and institutionalized complexity projects for credit. Long term, 28-, complete the integrated reform of attainment assessment records, fully operationalize regional university industry credit linkages, and mature data lake-based personalized pathway recommendations. In sum, with foundational pieces in place, Seoul can move beyond mere timetable reform into a higher stage where each student's growth pathway is substantively realized, by making complexity-based instruction and digitalization the core of teaching engineering and advancing them as a liberalization package combined with HR innovation, expanded choice, textbook free publication, and national curriculum reform.